Hey everybody, see the guy in the blue? He just comes to me going, hi, are you Spicy 110? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I watch your videos. And he just like, shook his hand, said hi, and he was off. Yeah, as I said before, if you ever see me in the street, you want to come and just say hi, just come and say hi, I don't mind. Just don't murder me or rape me. Anyway, that kind of leads me into my subject quite nicely. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't actually mentioned the C word. No, not cunt. Because I want this to be a C word free zone. We get it rammed down our throats everywhere, you don't want it from me as well. But I will be talking about New Year's resolutions, because, you know, people go for New Year's resolutions, you know, it's like next year is going to be my year, that's the year I'm going to do this, do that. Now, if you plan it as a New Year's resolution, I think the chances of it succeeding are considerably lower. Although it does give you a nice starting point to, you know, date-wise, to sort of go, yep, this is when I started. Yeah, basically, if you've got something you want to do, you've got some change in your life you want to make, and I'm not talking about quitting smoking or something like that, I'm talking about something more meaningful, and I'm not saying that's not meaningful, but, you know, I mean, like, you want to make a big change to your life, like, for instance, when I decided to start vlogging, and then sticking with it. I never knew that I would reach the amount of subs that I have and the success I've had and how it's improved my life. I never knew it was going to do that at the beginning. But I'm so happy that I did. And the work, and yeah, there is a lot of work involved in it. But, you know, it's very, very rewarding and it's worthwhile. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have to go start vlogging or something like that, but if you've got some big change in your life you want to happen, it's not just going to fucking happen on its own. You actually have to want to do it. And you've got to be committed. If you've seen my video, How to Be Lucky, it's a similar sort of situation, you know. But just to say that if you've got something you want to do and you really want to change your future, you need to do it. Even if it fucking fails, it's fine. You know, there's no dishonour in failing while trying. But if you fail to try, then don't hold yourself back. Don't let the voice in your head, right, you think it's you, it's not, because isn't that voice in your head the one that always says, no, don't do that? Well, I'm not, you know, so it's a jump off a cliff and your voice says, no, don't do that, that's a silly idea. You know, that little bastard of a nagging voice, you've got like, say you got two voices in your head, hang on a minute, I'm going to sound like I'm insane here, I don't have two voices in my head, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've got your voice that is what you want to do, you're like, I'd love to do that, I'd love to do whatever it is that you want to do. But then there's this other little voice that always says, just after him, and always gets the final word. Nah, don't worry about it, doesn't bother. Yeah, things can go wrong, you might try something and it'll come out maybe even worse off, but you fucking tried and you learnt for it. Now really, in all honesty, with vlogging, there isn't a lot of chance of failure as such. I mean, you can put the videos up and people will start watching your videos, if they're reasonably good. And if you fail, then you delete the channel and that's that, you know, it's nothing. But there are other things that I've done now surrounding the vlogging, like I've said, dropping my hours at work to commit more time to it. Yeah, it might backfire, but if I don't try, I won't know. And I think it's a fairly calculated risk, you know, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. Of course, I'm not in the realms of people like my good friend Jake the Garden Snake. Congratulations, Jake, you've hit 100,000 subs. You always said that you would. Well, you said you'd hit 1 million. I'm sure you will one day, but you know, it's 1 0 off. Right, come on, Jesse, let's not fail here. Oh, fuck me! I love the way they don't wait for a second. As a lot of you know, me and Jake first got talking when we both had about 1,000 subs, maybe less, I'm not sure, it was about 1,000. We were very much level pegging. And it's been really interesting to be good friends with someone and both go through that success. Or at least some success, in my case, if you're going to compare me to Jake. You know, it's great to see a friend's life improve as much as his has. I mean, he's become such a happier, less stressed guy from when I first knew him. He's had a lot of shit going on and he was in a shitty job. And trust me, it was shit. I'd actually say Jake's job was shitter than mine. And for him to get out of that and be able to do the things that he loves, it's great to see. I'm very happy for him. As I say, I'm not quite at the stage that I could quit my job. You know, but I can work less and still be able to pay my bills and be able to put more time into this and hope that it, you know, it grows and continues. And if it does, then great. If it doesn't, then I'll just be in the same situation I'm in now, and that's a pretty good one. But this is my point. As I say, if you've got something you want to do, and I'm not just talking about vlogging, it could be anything, but vlogging is a good example because vlogging was, you know, it's a very low risk situation, really. And look how it's improved my life, and look how it's improved Jake's life, and every other vlogger that's done it. And that's because at some point they were like, that's it, I'm going to do it. And then they've worked, and they continue working. Now I realise that other than when I crashed, I've worked continuously on my vlogging, as it were, for like 2 years. I haven't taken a holiday from it. You know, when I crashed, even though I was stuck at home, not able to walk very well and all that, I was still making, admittedly, stupid videos, but it kept me, you know, it kept me driving through it all. And yes, I need to get my own goal of being back on the bike, and that's one of the things that helped me get through it so well, and one of the reasons I think that I got back on a bike so easily. So what I'm getting at is, if there is something that you want to do that you know will probably better your life if you stick with it and work hard with it, then do it. Just grab your balls and do it. If you haven't got any balls, grab your ovaries and do it. Although grabbing your ovaries would be actually a lot more difficult. Okay, you can grab a boob. You know, I would never think less of someone for trying to do something and then they're not succeeding. I would only think more of them. And you can only think more of yourself, and you grow and develop as a person through trial and failure and, you know, everything else in between, and success. And, you know, if you do find good success, don't let that change you into being, you know, a complete knob. Because I've known people like that, and I'm not talking about vlogging, I'm talking about in the real world. You know, they've worked with me, they've been perfectly cool people, and they've gone off into some other job and they think they're fucking wonderful. And all of a sudden no one likes them because they suddenly think they're better than everyone else. I don't think I'm better than people for being a vlogger, but I can proudly say that I did work hard for it and I did try, and I am finding success with it. So whatever it is that's been sat there in the back of your mind and you're thinking, I should really do that, but then that little voice is holding you back, my advice would be, think about it realistically and don't let yourself hold yourself back, because you are your own worst enemy, big time. So if you do decide to go and do this thing that you've been thinking about, and as I say, sometimes you need a kick up the arse, or someone to say, you know, you really should, then I hope that maybe this will help you. So I wish you the best of luck. You should be realistic about it though. If it's something that's just utterly ridiculous and is going to end up putting you in a much worse situation, then maybe you need to rethink that. There's a DRZ there, isn't there? So that's a very good example to be there right now, because that's what people want me to be. They're like, you know, get on a DRZ. Da, da, da. No, one day I will. It's quite funny though. A lot of people say, you know, like, oh, your bike's so small. I don't know if you can notice this when I use this seat height here on my hand, walking over to Jesse. We are talking ½ an inch in seat height, and his is more upright than mine is. This bike isn't that small, I'm just too big. I'm just too big for this world. I have found something on the beach, a rope. Look, what's it attached to? A boat! Of course, you're all saying to me, get on board, get on board. That would be a silly thing to do. I'm aboard! Aye, aye, Captain.